back to another episode of On the Roadcast. It's been a while, but we're back. Very busy. We've got, of course, Connie. What's up, Connie?
Hi.
And we've got our dear friend Max Küchenmeister, or Max Milian, with us. Hi, Max. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, our dear friend who we've never met in person before,
That's
but we've
perfect.
been on emails and calls and
Yeah, let me know each other forever.
I've talked to Max more than I've talked to some of my relatives. I mean, on the phone,
So,
because of
there we
work.
go.
So
That's enough.
you probably know more about me than a lot of other people. Max is with us today to talk about his job and his passion. Maybe both is work and passion, but he's a merchandise manager for Kings Road Merchandise, which is a very cool company. Everybody should do their merch with Kings Road Merchandise, in my opinion.
not
And
sponsored.
not sponsored, not yet. And he is also a musician. Max, do you want to tell us which band you're playing in and what you're playing?
I'm playing in the German punk rock band Rogers, the bass guitar, since I think almost 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a funny thing to say still for me, because I'm originally a guitar player and singer, and I kind of, it came out of nowhere, this job. So as it is most of the times in our business, no matter what you're doing in the music industry, it's most of the time someone telling someone, call that guy, that girl, whatever. Playing bass there since 3 years, and had a lot of great experience since then.
What do you do with Kings Road? Sorry.
What?
Always talking over each other. So, Max, what do you do with Kings Road? What's your job with merch and touring?
Yeah, my full-time job is being a tour operations manager at Kings Road Merch. So I'm there since, I think, already 4 years, something like that. I'm in the company since 2018, started in the warehouse on the side. Back then I studied psychology still, but then I realized I had to do the study full-time, 100%, if you want to do it correctly, but I couldn't let go of the music and never fulfill my dream someday being on bigger stages and playing more shows. So I had to get rid of that dream, went to full-time in the warehouse, had the perspective with my boss to be in the office at some time, moved then to customer service for 1 or 2 years during the COVID era. And from there on, I had the opportunity to join the tour team and being a tour operations manager, which means I'm mainly responsible for bands when they're coming on tour, planning everything from A to Z if it's a managed deal, which means if they have no merger, we are organizing a merch person, checking every venue, checking the routing, the shipping, the tour line, doing some projections, what kind of amounts we should produce, and so on, all in close contact and communication with management. Sometimes bands, but most of the times it's management. And and then being in contact with the merch seller, doing the tour,
or the tour manager,
or the tour manager, and on a daily basis, if some stuff is happening or not happening or whatever. And then this is my full-time job, and then I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm now music as a part-time gig as well, which is a lot, but really nice.
That sounds like you've got a lot on your plate just with Kings Road by itself, which is amazing. I really love working with you guys. I can't emphasize it enough. Is there any, I have 2 questions. Is there any regrets that you had to give up your psychology studies? Because you said that was your passion. How do you feel about that?
My passion was the music, 100%. The psychology was still a big thing of mine. I always thought about it back in the day that I can do that. I'm able to do that. I know that. And I went to, how to say, I don't know what's Abitur in English. Is a similar thing?
It's just like
graduation.
High school.
High school
Graduating high
grads,
school.
what you need to do it, and I never did it back then because I always wanted to make music. I never had a clear plan for a job, something in the office or whatever. I never wanted to do that. I always quit everything I did, unfortunately, one day to the other, which led to some problems in my early 20s. But I learned at some point that this is not the way. And went back to school and moved my way to the university with great success, and it was a lot of fun. And the hardest thing of this, or the hardest part of this decision, was the people, because it was a tiny university close to Dortmund, and we're great people and a great community, and really inspiring, and like so many possibilities in that world, doing stuff all around the world with this kind of topic, like psychology and everything that involves it. But with every day, with every missed, how can I say it? I was not performing as I wanted to in doing my exams and whatever, and I really had come to the point that I needed to decide what I wanted to do, 100% this or this. And it was tough because I didn't want to leave that part, like the university, but my heart told me right away what I need to do, because all my life, music industry, whatever, I need to go there because this is my passion. This is where I feel 100% comfortable and in my zone. And everything is suddenly way easier for me because it's just like fueled from the inside, as you can say it.
Right.
So it was tough because of the people, but in the end, the right decision. Because if I didn't do that back then, I wouldn't play in Rogers right now, for example. So I'll come to this point where I'm not right now, working in the music industry on two different ends.
That's I'm sure that was a heavy and big step for you to give up the psychology studies, because sometimes you have to decide, do you want to do this or do you want to do this, and then you think you can pull both off, but then realize at some point that there's not enough time in the world to do both. You mentioned your band Rogers. Did that happen right after you finished, or right after you stopped studying? Did that immediately happen after it?
No, not really. I switched shortly. I think in 2019, I stopped the university, like really close to COVID. By the way, it would have been nothing compared to what I expected it would be in the future because of COVID. Because I met one or two guys back then, and they told me we never see each other. It was like the university was a ghost town, and everything was online. So even if I would have continued this kind of community I just talked to you about,
you would have lost it anyway.
Anymore. Yeah, so that's the other side of that. But in 2019, I went full time with Kings Road, left the university, and then I think it was 3 years later when this happened. And the funny part is that I was like responsible for the merch for the band in Kings Road, and because of COVID, the tour manager Matthias started working in the warehouse to do something during that time. And the old content and photographer was working at Kings, or is still working at Kings Road as well. So there was always a connection with Rogers, and I did one tour for them, produced some T-shirts for them. And there was just one day in the warehouse where I just went for a little walk off my desk, standing in the warehouse, some chit-chat, and Matthias comes into the room and says, "Does anyone know a guitar tech here?" Because they were on tour, was close to the end of the tour, and there were some, let's say, a little bit of trouble, and they needed most likely someone to help out. And it was, for me, I never did this before. I always made music and played music on stage. I never was a tech, but I just had this clear feeling in that moment just to say, here, I can do it. I never did it, but I think I'm capable of doing it if you need someone right now. And it was just more like an impulse at that moment. And shortly after that, I visited them at the last show of the tour. Did the show with them as a guitar tech. Get to know everybody. had a great time, worked really well. And after that was, it's sometime if we need someone, we will be like the sub for a tech for sure, maybe full time, who knows? We will let you know. So there was a slight little hope to enter this kind or this part of the industry. Yeah, and then fast forward 4 months later, the festival season, the guitar player is calling me and is asking me if I could help them for 3 shows to play bass. Out of the blue, out of nothing. We really had maybe like 10 minutes where we talked with each other. And he just asked me if I could help on those shows. I did. Was the first time for me playing bass like in a bigger band. Had 7 days to learn 14 songs or 15 songs. Luckily, it's punk rock and it's bass guitar, so this is a little bit more possible. Even if the stuff there is some tricky stuff in there which I do not realize, but it's more doable and it's fast, right? But funny thing is that 2 days before that call from the guitar player, my best friend sold me his 2 bass guitars for recording at home. Again, out of the blue, he just asked me, do you want to have my bass guitars? I don't need them anymore. Maybe you need them for recordings, blah, blah, blah. I bought them. And 2 days later, Elias, the guitar player from the band, calls me. So everything was suddenly moving towards one direction. And we played the 3 shows. It was a great time. It worked really well. It was like I was playing like years there because we're pretty similar from character and everything. And after a couple of months again, when they were discussing what they're doing in the future, if they want to have a new bass player or not, or what the band is generally doing, the singer called me and asked me if I want to join the band. So, long story short, from a little impulse in the warehouse at my job, saying I could do that, I never did it. Fast forward 5-6 months later, joining the band full time.
That just proves that, and I always say that when I talk to colleagues, if someone asks you, can you do this? You always have to pretend, fake it till you make it, not be in your head so much. Yeah, and just give it a shot. And you did it, and it turned out to be great for you. I have a question about the Kings Road stuff, because as I was saying before, we've both been in contact with you for tours and for work, and we all love UPS. We know things can go wrong. By the way, our merch person Anya was like, remind me to tell Max that the LPs arrived in the UK.
Awesome.
The LPs arrived, Max.
The LPs arrived, okay.
Miracles happen with UPS.
So I delivered the message to you.
Thank you.
And my question is, when you work with bands on tour, we all know how it goes. Yeah, UPS can fuck up. Suddenly you sell way more than you thought, and it's the weekend. It's maybe in the middle of the night. You get emails, you get calls. How much on call or on duty are you all of the time? Because you kind of have to. We're on tour and we need something like now, and you can never predict anything. So how is that for you on your end?
At the beginning, it's tough, especially if you learn, or if you're trying to learn everything at the same time and get in the groove with everything. And like every situation is a new situation for you. And most of the time you don't have the answer in the first moment. And a lot of the times it's something that feels like panic mode for everyone, even if there's maybe hours left to find the solution. But in that moment, you don't know if there is a solution, you know the feeling. So it's a little bit hectic. And at the beginning, it was tough because, chilling at the sofa at 9 p.m., getting a text with, card reader system is not working. That guy tells me, SOS, that guy tells me that tomorrow in the venue there is no stage, whatever. It sounds crazy, whatever. And most of the times it's stuff that they heard in between, panicking because they are working in that moment. And then you have to first figure out what's the real issue behind that. But at the beginning, it was really stressful because, as I said, I did not have the answer right away. My colleague Steph, who is teaching me since I joined the
Shout out to
fist up for
Steph.
Steph. Shout
We
out to
love
Steph.
you.
He's teaching me a lot of stuff since I joined the department. And he's a great guy and has a lot of experience in every direction. So he helped me a lot in every situation. And I can say that this summer or this festival season where we are still in, this is really the first time where I feel confident in every area that no matter what happens,
You can solve
just
the
tell me
problem.
I can solve the problem. And if I cannot solve the problem, I find someone who can solve the problem and so on. There's like a more inner peace and more calm in me that I experienced a lot of shit in those 3 years that I
What is the
already
worst
can.
thing that has happened? Like, I'm just curious because, you know, everyone experiences like shit happening on the road. I wonder what the worst thing is that
As a
ever happened
merch,
on your
as a
watch.
merch touring operator, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from my end, the worst thing is when the merge operator is not there anymore because they are splitting because they are not getting along.
Oh, the
Let's say
seller,
like
you
that.
mean? Yeah.
There's still 5 shows left, and you have to find sellers like now or the next day, and you have to explain everything from the card reader system and like the complete package. There's of course a lot of stress and a lot of emails back and forth. And sometimes it's hard to tell. Think about. I mean, the most stressful thing is like not finding any shipments that should have arrived, for example. And everyone is searching the venue. Someone accepted it. No one knows the name of the person who accepted it.
Can I just say once more, fuck UPS. They fucked us so
Yes.
hard on this tour. Multiple
They always
times
do.
our carnet wasn't sent and delivered. They lost the card reader. The LPs weren't. Fuck UPS.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, all good. I think it's
We hate
let it
them with
out.
a passion.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we have the experience within Germany. It's okay. Most of the times, it's like next day delivery, and it works every time. Outside of Germany, it's more like for us at least, it feels more currently as a 70-30 situation, which still is good. Most of the times, we are shipping anyhow with FedEx to internationally, which is working fine. We love to work with direct couriers or direct deliveries because this is like a really safe bet in the end. But this is always, I think, the most stressful thing about this job, especially if you have a merch drop, which is the only drop for a band, and there's no merch at that time, and it's still on the road, and there are updates from a direct delivery as well, updates that he will be there at 5, and there's no one to be seen, and 6 and 7, and then sometimes there's a little message. So this is, I think, the most stressful for me, at least, if someone is waiting for stuff. I think the most now, when I'm talking about it, the most stressful thing for me was a delivery in Italy, where was a show on a it was in the middle of the city, outside, of course, and it was a direct delivery. It was on the road for a long time, and I received several updates with I will be there on that time, and it was later and later, and I think we were at like 10 p.m. Show was almost done. It was a back and forth, and suddenly I'm texting with someone who seems to be in the car with the direct courier as well, telling me that he doesn't want to talk to you. You are rude. Everything is not working here. There are no streets to this address, and there's no space for my car to drive through there. And it was really insanity. And luckily, the merch guy was a really cool, relaxed guy, and it was a huge show. And I texted with him as well, and he was just laughing about it. And he told me we will leave at 1 a.m. If he gets here until then everything is fine. But it didn't appear that this will happen at that day or that night. And then suddenly the merch guy and the delivery guy were on a phone call. He was really rude to him as well. I cannot remember what exactly happened, but it was, I think, 10 more messages in 1 hour. And I told the driver several times that I think 4 or 5 production trucks are on location. So there must be a way to get there with your little Sprinter. And I think he delivered at shortly after midnight. It was like 10 or 12 boxes, by the way. It
Close
was
call.
a little, close call. And for me, I did it while I was moving home from a festival with Rogers. So I was
You're on the phone, like
on the phone,
troubleshooting.
luckily only someone was driving, so I had no problem with that. But yeah, I was on the phone. I was then on a train, and then I remember that the train didn't drive to Dortmund because they had to stop somewhere because of an issue. So they had a crazy other way home and doing everything on the phone like that. And Dustin, the merch guy from back then, had did already the stuff with the concession company, like counting out, and everything happened at the same time, and really close call before they had to leave. Suddenly he writes me, the boxes are here. That guy was crazy. So this was like 5-6 hours of insanity, which never happened before, and hopefully will not happen again.
That's horrible.
The answer is it is like you have to be on call, on duty at
That's the
all
answer in the end.
times.
Yeah,
And
it gets easier, and you try to learn from everything, so you can prepare as much as possible for every scenario. Like that, all the information is there that you need, all the data for logins or whatever is there that you need. So there can only happen stuff that you cannot predict in the end. But at least you can say that, and that's something that is our big thing in our department. We have to do the best we can in the end. So no matter what happens, we know we did our best, did not miss anything, because then you cannot do anything about it. You can just try to solve the problem and learn from it. But if you do the best you can, that's for everyone in this business, then at least you are prepared for everything. And then something out of the ordinary will happen anyway. That's part of the gig.
That's part of touring in
right.
general, right? You can only plan so much, and shit will happen. That's why I like to plan as much as possible, and I think all of us do, because we know there's going to be hiccups that you have to deal with on the day off.
No matter how good you plan, you can be stuck at the Swiss border for over an hour like me today, and there's nothing you can do about it. And we can only do our best.
Exactly.
I think it's very impressive that when you talked about the situation you were just telling us about, what kind of sentence is that? Anyways, that you really, while you're on tour, are on call. Does that happen a lot of times, or how do you usually manage? Do you tell Steph, hey man, I got a tour coming up, I have to dip, or how's that work usually?
Yeah, usually I think, I am, or everyone, it's mostly Steph and I, we are on call, we have our laptop with us, we are somewhere for emergencies. If there's something minor which can be fixed by someone, of course, I can ask Steph, could you, I don't know, adjust the prices in the sum up for that event, because I forgot that. That's something in the past that happened. Then he can quickly do that if he's at home, and it's no problem. But especially for something like that, I have my laptop with me, because this is like a 5-minute thing for me. I go to the bus and do it real quick. This is something that was really stressful the last years, because I was like on call, on tour. At the first tour with Rogers, I did like road office. Like I tried to work somehow 8 hours
Not
from the
home
morning.
office, road office.
Road office, exactly. And Matthias, the tour manager, did it as well. Like starting in the morning. That's a good thing when you have a nightliner, of course. You have the luxury of just sitting there at 8 a.m. and then
maybe
arriving
even have
at the
Wi-Fi.
venue. Right.
If
That's
it's like
that's a 50-50 thing.
That's a thing? What?
It never works.
Never works.
At one bus, it was really, really working well. We don't know why. Maybe it was from the bus driver installed or something like that, some crazy shit. But most of the times it's not working. I'm always working with a hotspot from my cell phone. But I tried that the first tour. road office, yeah. I tried it the first tour, but I had to be honest to myself that this was not really working that good. It stressed me out a little bit more, especially it was my first tour with the band. And a lot of cities where I've not played before. So yeah, a lot of FOMO was kicking in and I was not really in the groove of the band. I did not know what will happen at which time, how much time do I have. In the end, in this band, it's a really comfortable position because we have great guys who are doing a lot of stuff. And we can only focus on playing music, being there with a sound check or doing some content with our guy. But still, everything was new for me. And then working while a new experience, that was a little bit too much. I should have just really
taking
time off and give it to Steph or someone else and be fully present. Right now, I arrived in the job. I did a lot of stuff. So now, right now, I arrived at the job at Rogers as well. So I really can figure it out how to do it. Can do everything before I leave. So I have just minor things maybe to do while I'm on the road, maybe do an hour in between, and then it's good. And if something happens, for example, in the evening, and if it's not while I'm on stage, then I will do it quickly. Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's a drum solo right now. What you got?
Yeah.
You got a problem?
Give me 2 songs and we have an interlude.
Go ahead,
back to like your touring. Sorry for having so many questions about the merch thing, but it is something that is so present in our day-to-day lives, and it's so important to be friends with.
We really just
it's important. Yeah, I really just wanted. This
it's really
from
strange.
No, I'm kidding. But it's really it's nice to be like buddies with the people from the merch company that you work with, because they can save your ass. It's important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I consider you a friend.
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the first things that Steph told me, for example, which really resonated with me and really helps me in that situations. When we were talking about exactly moments like that, where you guys need something from us, we have to, especially for merch guys that are coming from the US or whatever in the world, they're so far away from home in a scenario where they've never been to this club in, I don't know, deep in Czech Republic, whatever. They have an issue, and you are the person who can help them. You're like the lifeguard in that situation, and this really helped to see it in a different way, not like a stressful thing. Just like you said, it's a team thing that you can always call me or write me a little question here. If it's something that can wait until the next morning, I would let you know. For example, I would quickly give a quick answer, no problem. I will fix that first thing in the morning. I know what to do. But at least that you can always contact someone if there's an issue. I think that's helping you 100% in every situation, no matter where you are on this planet.
Yes. And I can say from experience from a tour that I've done, I'm not going to mention names or anything. It is worth for bands to go work with the proper company that gives you a full all-around service. I've been on a tour where the manager ordered stuff from China, like cheap products, and then it was stuck at customs. It didn't arrive in time. Then it arrived, and a lot of the prints were wrong. And then we had to pay more money to get that fixed on the spot. Then it would have cost to go with a company like Kings Road in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. Plus the time factor is a huge thing when they decide to take care of merch. And this is like a big issue in this area, that most of the times you get the feeling that merchandise is really the last thing they think about. What to order, how it should look like, when we should take care of it, how much space do we have for it. This is especially a big topic for us, especially with big tours. The bigger the tours, the harder it gets to get space for tours, because we need a lot of stuff for that. And you should have some truck space for, I don't know, 50 or 80 boxes. So we are just safe for the next 3 or 4 shows. We're talking now about arena shows. Yeah. And this is most of the times really a fight and a lot of discussion. And you always feel, the sense of against really taking care of merchandise. It's the last thing we will do at the end, even if it does a lot of money for you.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's just what I wanted to say. Everything, and we've talked about this plenty of times before, but everything has shifted so much in the music industry and how money is being made over the last years, and merch is the cash cow. You cannot neglect it. This is what pays every single person, at least to
Exactly.
a big percentage. And whenever I talked to Kenny the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, bus drivers or truck drivers told me at some point, yeah, we're just gonna leave. You have to hurry up with loading out. And he's like, you're gonna leave without the stuff from the person that's paying you? Go ahead. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. You really have to get your shit straight and make sure, also like Connie said, work with someone who knows what they're doing, who are gonna optimize your cash flow and money coming in, and who know you're this in this band, you're in this genre. The people at the shows will like this and this stuff.
Exactly.
If you're
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
the
have
thing.
so much
Pardon me.
experience in that. You have
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
experience in that, and especially new bands. I know it is a little bit of an investment to go with the company and to have them print in the first place, but you will make that money back. You just need to front it, as opposed to buy cheap merch from China that never arrives and that people don't want to buy.
Yeah, exactly. And that you cannot restock right away and everything like that. And yeah, it's always funny how when they want our services, they are like, yeah, we are the experts in that field, you could say, because they give us money for taking care of all of the stuff they don't know about or don't want to take care about of. So you should trust the guys in the company, what they're doing, especially when they're telling you we should not ship there, we should ship there, split it, blah, 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 and have a plan, especially for Europe, especially for American managers, bands, whatever, who had no idea about borders and customs and how it is over here. So that's why we are stepping in that moment, and we can help them to navigate everything, and they can fully trust us in the end that everything will work out. There's oftentimes really a sense like we're not on the same page, or it's always a little struggle. I
They're
have to,
suspicious of you.
yeah, always from the beginning. The bigger, the worse, you can say. Not, of course, not everywhere, not everyone, but
Right.
it happens
There's a
more than it should.
tendency. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something we never understand as well. Why is this against each other? Because we want the same thing. We want to make you guys money, which means that we are making money as well in the end, and we have a great relationship. The band is happy, the fans are happy, the band can grow, the venues are getting bigger, the merch is getting more, and so on. So this is we all want the same thing in the end, and a lot of the times it's the actions speak differently.
We have we have a few more questions, but I just thought of a real, to me, really interesting question, maybe to somebody else too. And to sum up what you just said, trust your merch company. Everybody out there, trust the people who are taking your money. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you remember, was there ever a request from a band for a merch item where you were like, they really want to, they want to sell that? Like something crazy, something insane. We're like, what the
Or
hell? And then
ugly.
it's sold in the end. Or ugly. Does anything come to mind?
I mean, this is happening a lot of times, I would say, especially with the different markets. That's There's stuff that is maybe selling great in the US and not in the European market. One thing, for example, which is always almost a funny thing by now, is Jacuzzi's,
Oh
which is
yeah.
working in the US, of course, 100%.
Don't bring him here.
For no reasons, it makes no sense here. We sell a couple. If you have that in stock, it's fine, but I think we never produced Jacuzzi's because it's always something they always have in stock or used in the US, because this is just not working over here like it should. We should do a patch or something like that, for example, which is way better.
Right.
The insane things are most of the times if they want to date some crazy shit. I think we had some, I don't know, rain jackets or like expensive special items. I don't know what was the last time. I think it was something like a raincoat or something like that with tour dates on the back. So like a dated item for a tour, which is super expensive,
Right.
which you have to sell on tour, of course. But if you then have 150 leftovers, who will buy those 150 really expensive raincoats with dates on the back? And this is, for example, something where we have dancing the same dance every time with different bands or managements to explain why we should produce that or not shouldn't produce that. Yeah, right now, if I think about a crazy item, to be honest, it's shifted a little bit as well. Stuff is getting crazier and it seems to work. For example, custom stuff is really working nowadays. Custom hoodies over 100 euros with really a special garment and special things all around on the hoodie. So it works. For example, motionless in white as an like a see-through plastic bag, which is like the size and with a little logo on it, which looks crazy, and we would never expected that this is something that could work on tour, but it did somehow. Of course, not crazily, but it seems like everything is possible nowadays. And it really like the COVID area, what I said in the first at the beginning, the COVID area with only black shirts or just do what really works is like behind us, and the fans are hungry again for merch items.
Getting
I mean, they're paying.
experimental.
Yeah, really VIP stuff and more and more money left and right, paying 200, 300 euros for the VIP experience, then go to the merch stand as well on top of it. And having no problem with 60, 80 euro entry and then buying a hoodie and a shirt for 90 euros. It's still working. Let's say it like that. The prices are getting higher. It's still working. I don't know how long, but currently it's crazy.
The money is there. You just gotta go and get it.
Yeah.
You just
really.
gotta get it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
When you're out on tour, that's a totally different route I'm taking now. But when you're out on tour, is there any comfort food when you're like stressed out and you have to talk to Kings Road people or you have to talk to your clients and you have to do a show and you're like, fuck, is there any food where you're like, I'm just gonna eat the snack and everything will be better? I feel like everybody has that kind of food and we want to know what's yours. It's got to be something.
Yeah, that's
It's a
good
mean
thing.
question.
Yeah, if you're not prepared for it, that's true.
That's why we
Currently
ask it.
Yeah, currently it's or at least since this year, it's a little bit different for me because I started like a fitness journey at the beginning of January.
Oh.
With a coach and everything, and like an 8-week rapid fat loss program just to get in shape, and continued with the coach that I was working on. Booked him as my personal coach since then, and had a fat loss for 16, 17 weeks, and I didn't look crazy before, but the pictures from the beginning to now are crazy. I did not know that I think it was 13 kilos in the end that I lost, which was insane. I never would have thought about that. It's the pictures are really crazy. Thank you. Were really crazy, the pictures. So back then I would eat a lot. I think the amounts were crazy, what I was eating. I think, and I'm now at the end of my 30s, so stuff is changing. And I cannot do that anymore. And so right now, what I wanted to say, on tour, I'm trying to be as good as possible in my diet plan. Right now I'm reverse dieting, so we are putting my calories back up before I go into the bulking phase. And then I will be an insane beast. So I try to be as good as possible on tour, but it's not really working because there's a lot of good stuff and I don't want to miss out completely. I don't have to eat everything, of course. I try to be to do it just once or twice a day, to eat some crab, for example. And if you're playing like Dice Punt, which we did 2 weeks ago, it's
best catering I've ever had. Hands down, best festival catering ever. Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
exactly. It's like three courses, and it's everything tastes even better than that before. It's insane.
Like fresh seafood, and they have that. When I was there twice, and I think they had both times they had their own iced tea bar with their like homemade iced tea. It's so crazy, so
Yes.
good.
Iced tea bar. They have outside. They have a Corona bar where you can get Coronas with or without alcohol
And a
all the
jacuzzi
time.
in the green room.
Yeah, this is not there anymore because one guy or one band didn't behave really well, and they had to remove it.
Connie.
But
Vicky, I think I have to tell you something.
No, I remember. I remember that was before I joined Ruskaya, and I heard some stories.
That
So
was
I
the
think that's
that was
on.
my first weekend with that band, and you don't want to. I remember coming home from that weekend or festival weekend there, and I've never been in a tour bus before. I was 19, and I came home and I said to my parents, "You will never believe what happened. Like you will not believe me when I tell you what I did this weekend." And the jacuzzi played a big part. Anyway,
all right.
we're way over
There's
time
your
already.
answer.
Okay.
So you try to eat healthy, and Ruskaya is responsible for
Yeah.
Deichbrand not having a jacuzzi anymore.
Yeah, to give you an answer, it would be something like Kinder Bueno or something like that. That's something I would die for.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last question.
Yeah.
Also, that made me really hungry. I have a kebab waiting for me.
Oh yeah.
Last question. What's your favorite road song that you listen to when you're out with your band?
Or do you have a new Rogers song that you maybe want to put here, because that's going to go on our playlist? Yes, we have a playlist if nobody knows or nobody knew.
Awesome.
Your choice, your own band or something?
That's a difficult one. I mean, I have to do a song of my band. Otherwise, I would be crucified, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put on there Hammer und Nagel from us. I think it's our latest single from we released a single collection with all the singles we did in the last year and a half. So this era is now done, and now we are writing a new record. So maybe this one is a good end to this.
I love it. That's what we'll take. Rogers, Hammer und Nagel.
Perfect.
And I think Connie has to do. Did you already sound check? You said
it did already sound check. We just finished right before the call, but I got by it today, and I ordered food for everyone. I have to make sure everyone gets their food. And, no one eats someone else's food, and, we don't want any drama. So,
well, good luck with that, because that always happens. Some fat ass always eats 2 kebabs.
I want to make sure no one eats my food.
Fuck everybody else. Where's my kebab?
I throw
tantrums when somebody eats my yogurt on the bus that's been labeled. There's stories. People are afraid of me. Don't eat anybody else's food. That's the bus rule number 2. Yeah.
It's an easy rule.
Number 1 rule, don't poop on the bus. Second, don't eat somebody else's food.
Exactly.
And on that note, we will conclude today's wonderful podcast. So thank you so much, Max, for joining us and for giving us intel. And I feel like I learned so much new about you and about what you're doing. And it was wonderful having you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and here's to working together again in the future.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity and for asking me. It was
absolutely
really appreciate it, and it was a great time. Can
Very
do that again
so
next Sunday, same time. We do it again.
I'm down.
Okay,
I'm down.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for joining, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Thank you, Max, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.